Yo guys, today we're going to react to the new death battle. I didn't know, like, I was rating late to be honest. Because I didn't know that I didn't subscribe to death battle in this account. So yeah, Ichigo versus Yusuke. I watched a bit of Bleach and I never watched Yu Yu Hakusho before, but I don't think Yusuke has any chance at all as against Ichigo. Like I know both series has ended, meaning that both series has reached their peaks in terms of their characters' power level, but still, Ichigo is kind of overpowered though. Like I don't think I ever hear Yusuke being that overpowered. So yeah, unless I'm missing something, I don't like this. Ichigo should, like, obviously they're going to make it how I call make like Yusuke has a chance. Like someone kind of clarify to me what, like, for Ash versus Yugi, that yeah, you Ash will not have any chance at all against Yugi. Like yeah, it's kind of obvious. They just like what I call that battle just make it feels like it's not really a one-sided battles because it's way more interesting that way. But still, um but I don't know, bro. Like I think Ichigo is way more powerful than him. Like Ichigo is at least planetary, at least. While Yusuke, I don't think he's even. I don't know, bro. Okay, let's watch this. What a way to start
Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi.
death battle.
The substitute Shinigami of Bleach versus the spirit detective of Yu Yu Hakusho. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
Our souls are ferried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
And when a soul goes astray, we're
You know, for Bleach, sometimes I feel like there's so many contradictions into the power scaling. Like for example, like from what I've seen clips or things, like yeah, obviously they are powerful because they can affect certain worlds to the like certain space of worlds sometimes because of their power, but somehow they got scared when a meteor fall into them. Like ah what? And obviously they're going to show them actually destroy a planet to show them planetary, but still though it feels like Bleach power system or power scaling, there's so many contradictions to it. But I guess that's shown a lot of the big three is like that, to be
by
honest.
evil and regret. It's a Shinigami's job to purify such violent hollows and send them off to the realm of the dead, the Soul Society.
Works great till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose
Damn, the quality there. Oh my god.
tragic anime backstory came way too early when his mom was killed by a hollow. Reason number one why you should never want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left with his grief, young Ichigo was crushed under the weight of survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But this wound began to heal when he found his calling, upon meeting a Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful hollow, she gave Ichigo her powers, rousing unseen potential.
Holy fuck, the quality is bad. I forgot how bad the quality is during this.
Within.
During this,
Boom!
this
Just
time.
like that, Ichigo's
It's
a
act-
Shinigami.
It's actually hurting my
Substitute
eye.
Shinigami. To carry out his duties, Ichigo sheds his body for an invisible one made of spiritual matter called Reishi. He
Yeah.
can wield vast amounts of spiritual energy called Ryoku and exert it offensively in the form of spiritual pressure or Reiatsu.
Okay, that's a lot of big words, but all it really means is he's a super-powered ghost with an epic sword. His spirit aura is so strong, it can stun-lock foes, crushing them under his own power, even fatally.
He controls spirit matter in and around him, hardening his skin for defense and
Master Roku. Yatsu is special, Rekaku is sensing, okay.
leaping off of invisible footholds in the air. Paired with speed boosting skills like Shunpo, he can virtually fly.
Say goodbye to the kid who beat up bullies for their lunch money, and hello to the town's new superhero, with fellow Ghostbusters Orihime, Chad, and Uryu.
Chad.
Plus Rukia. It was the Shinigami's job to tear Hollows a new hole.
While balancing responsibilities at school, of course. GPA comes first, and maybe a round or two of tech.
So did you breed Tekken? Oh my, I didn't
But
know
it
that.
wouldn't be possible without his Shinigami blade, a Zanpakuto. It's basically a superpowered spirit that's physically a sword. Ghost Sword!
Though strangely, Ichigo's sword is composed of two distinct spirits, both named Zangetsu, which isn't confusing at all.
Just call him Old Man Zangetsu and Hollow Zangetsu. Anyway, the double Ghost Sword gives Ichigo lots of new moves, including his trademark attack, the Sword Beam to end all sword beams, Getsuga Tensho!
Getsuga Tensho is incredibly powerful, and so effective that Ichigo developed multiple variants. He can flare it as a wave, detonate it mid-attack to act as a barrier, and combine two at once into the even stronger Getsuga Jujisho.
To cut even the biggest hollows down to size, Ichigo
So
will
Getsuga Tensho is kind of like the Rasengan, Gomu no, or Kamehameha of Ichigo, right? Yeah, obviously, I know that.
ridiculously strong.
But I didn't know there were variations of Getsuga Tensho. I thought there's only one.
Even from frame 1.
He can make giant shockwaves and parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus, early on,
So, like speed, okay.
Ryu moved so fast that he left his own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became more involved with the Soul Society, he quickly found that he wasn't good enough.
This Byakuya guy's so fast, Ichigo can't even see him. Time for a good old-fashioned training arc. Hit the music!
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master. Bankai!
In Bankai, his speed skyrocketed, letting him turn the tables on douchebag Byakuya. Even in Shikai, he blocked
It's not really his real Bankai, right? If I'm not mistaken.
an attack that could destroy the whole friggin' Soul Society.
Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his potential to improve. Despite only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries. He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimjow. He
Boy,
was
you
getting
Grimjow.
clamped, but as soon as he heard Orihime cheering him on, that was all he needed to smash that kitty.
You mean Grimjow, right?
Yeah, but even with that main character energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big Bad Aizen. With
Obviously.
just a finger, Aizen stuffed Ichigo's Bankai and his theme song.
Yeah, theme song.
Rude.
Ichigo needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old Man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
Still, Ichigo needed his help and conjured a hollow mask to expand his power. But this meant the hollow within only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs. But
Oh my god. His transformation is probably one of the cleanest transformation.
piss him off enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want that.
Hollowification exceeds even Bankai and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the world of hollows.
Full hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
But with help from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train for months in the Dangai, a corridor between dimensions, until he was finally ready to challenge Aizen.
Challenge is an understatement. He manhandled Aizen, shattered mountains with sheer aura, and flexed so hard he smashed out of the black coffin, which crushes space like a mini black hole.
And yet, it still wasn't enough. So by becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo unleashed his ultimate attack, Mugetsu, defeating Aizen at the cost of all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but
He gets his power back though.
now it was back to Normiville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him. The power to protect others, his drive, his pride in himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
And he did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia. Boom! Shinigami again!
Just like that? Wow, wait, what? Just like that? Are we serious?
Just in time for a 1,000-year blood war with a final endgame boss, Yuhabak.
who planned to end everything. And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member of the ancient Quincy's.
Yeah, I know
and
this.
possessed by a hollow. Hence, his two Zanpakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other Hollow and Shinigami.
Oh, that's where he gets his hollow from. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know the mother was possessed by a hollow.
Made Ichigo a perfect union to break Yuhabak's plan. Finally, Ichigo understood himself, fully unified.
That's so unfair. He has hollow powers, Quincy powers, and what you call Shinigami powers.
With both Zanpakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and two new Zanpakuto.
True Shikai! If you thought Ichigo was strong before, oh boy, he's the strongest Shinigami alive. Or dead. Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kanbachi, who could split the Dangai in half. Stronger
Wait, I want to hear this.
Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kanbachi, who could split the Dangai.
It's just a present contest as the mentioned that we unblow the sun color issues. One region 7-2.
Dangai in half. Stronger than Senjumaru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms. And strong enough to match Yuhabak, even after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yuhabak could nuke all three realms. The human world, Soul Society,
So there's only 3 realms, okay? The material world, Hikomundo, and Hikomundo is the hollow world, right? I think.
and Hueco Mundo, plus the Dangai and Garganta in between, which
Oh, this is the world that between the other worlds. So it's like,
have a bunch of pocket dimensions sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul King's corpse sent a shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a matter of disrupting the flow of souls. Yuhabak was going to end everything through sheer
it's an issue with the balance of soul.
power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tencho with a mighty hollow attack, the Gran Ray Sero.
Making a giant crescent slash that rips through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai. A power so great, even Yuhabak was scared of it.
Joke's
really?
on you! Ichigo didn't even need it! You're done!
Ichigo was finally content. And 10 years later, he remains a Shinigami.
Wait, what? You mean
having
he defeat without the Bankai slash? What?
found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer his fears, and walk onward.
So they mentioned about the 3 worlds and the 2 worlds, right? And I think that's where they kind of how people power scales them. What call Bleach characters, because those worlds, dude, like, we don't know how big the world is. Is it an infinite amount of worlds, or is it is it as big as our world, or a normal world, or is it small? That's the point. Like, it's kind of hard to kind of calculate or kind of power scale a character where it's strong. It can destroy all the 3 can shake the 3 realms or destroy the 3 worlds or 5. I don't know. But we don't know how insane the scaling of that world is. So it's kind of hard to kind of power scale into a specific tier of power scaling. That's why he's probably only planetary, because the greatest feat that we saw is Kenpachi destroying that meteor, right? In terms of what I call easy to scale. Because the world, like, unlike Dragon Ball, where it kind of explains how big the world is. So there's it kind of showed like a graph of how big the world is, or how big the Dragon Ball universe is. So it's kind of easy to calculate using that what I call graph. But for Bleach, it's kind of hard, right? It's the same with what I call like Kaguya's what I call dimension. It's kind of hard to kind of scale Kaguya's dimension too, because we don't really, like, it's big, but we don't know how big it is, unless, I don't know, like, maybe they have explained. Like, it's kind of hard because all of that is kind of locked in novel, or maybe not novel, maybe I just don't remember.
Most teenagers have no idea what they want to do with their life. However, that was hardly a problem for juvenile delinquent Yusuke Urameshi, because he only ever wanted to do one thing.
Throw hands! It don't matter who the ops are, be they women, old folk, or babies, Yusuke lived to fight. It's what gave life meaning. Who cares about stupid things like friends and family?
Which is why it was so surprising when one day he threw himself in front of a speeding car to save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
Truck-kun claims another victim.
But
Oh, so he's really is a pure delinquent and without any sad backstory. But for some reason he has. Anyway, someone differs from the manga, particularly the ending, but expands upon the main story. Also, we are producing the Japanese manga over the English translation. Okay. But yeah, so he doesn't have a sad backstory, and he's just that kind of delinquent who he's just that typical delinquent, but somehow he has a change of heart and suddenly decided to save a child.
this is chapter 1 of a battle shonen, so death is hardly the end.
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul. It was a blue-haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This was Botan, whose job was to ferry Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming and didn't have any space prepared for him.
Oh, really?
Imagine being such a menace to society that the second you do something nice, hell itself gets caught with its pants down.
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an alternative. He could return to life as an agent of the afterlife, a
Oh.
spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes.
So he came back to life. So how does that work? Does that mean that like if he died there, like if his body died there, wouldn't it be weird if he's alive again?
Fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation and told Satan Jr. to stuff it. I mean, he was never really good for anything and no one was gonna miss him. So what's the point of coming back to life? It's not like his mom would be sad, or his childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his rival Kuwabara would shed manly tears.
Damn, so he does have a lot of people that cares for him.
Oh man.
At the sight of loved ones who cared far more than he ever expected, Yusuke had a change of heart and accepted Koenma's offer, returning to life with a new purpose and a new job.
And newfound ass-kicking ability. In his quest to beat the dog shit out of demonkind, Yusuke learned to harness Reiki.
So how does he come back to life? Did he come back to life in a certain point of time or something? Or did he possess a new body? I'm confused.
Or spirit energy. He's ridiculously strong, fast, and durable. Heals from wounds quickly and can see spirits invisible to mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows, which are formed from real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help of legendary warrior Genkai, he mastered a signature move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
My favorite shonen move ever, the Spirit Gun.
There.
At first, Yusuke had a limited number of shots, but eventually he turned it into his personal WMD. Stronger than any weapon on Earth, he could go finger blasting around as much as he wants.
The spirit gun is more versatile than it appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a Spirit Shotgun, a mighty AoE blast.
What
or
the
a
hell? That's
shot.
cool.
He can twist it up for a Spirit Shotgun, a mighty AoE blast, or a Spirit Punch, where he keeps the energy stored in his fists and clobbers the hell out of you. And the
Isn't that just okay? Interesting.
Spirit Wave, a Kamehameha from before we uncultured Americans knew what a Kamehameha was.
Yusuke
Oh, so they create Kamehameha first?
may be a punk, but he's deceptively skilled and cunning in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally, I'd call that smart. And
Yeah.
his hand-to-hand is A+. He's
Interesting. He's smart. So he does use strategy or use tactics in fight. The opposite of Ichigo though. Not gonna lie.
experts like Kabano, who's said to have mastered all forms
Oh shit. Why does he always? Oh my god.
and his hand-to-hand is A+. He's matched experts like Cabano, who's said to have mastered all forms of martial combat.
But his best secret is how quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's power will spike to match stronger enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own life force for a power-up.
All known demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D
seems
class
better.
demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass. We're talking end of the world.
As Yusuke
Really? End
forged
of the
bonds
world?
with new allies, like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as
Wait, are you saying that his old friend or rival delinquent is going to keep showing in the show? Okay,
the
interesting.
monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize weaker demons and crush their souls with sheer aura.
But Yusuke needed to survive and protect his loved ones. So he had no choice but to rank up, even if it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks, Genkai!
Our son
Okay, interesting. Okay, this is increase the power scaling of the character.
has an average luminosity of 380
But it's small star. It's not really an average star like
centillion
ours.
watts, or joules per second. Small stars like red dwarfs output about 1/10,000th of that. So this spirit orb's energy per
Yeah, I think Bleach is going to win. Like, why they didn't even show calculation for Ichigo's feat? So obviously they're going to show that calculation in like usually when the character we don't really see the calculation for their feats. Is obviously they're going to win somehow. Like they're going to reveal the calculation here because it will be kind of predictable.
second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Toguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective gone bad, and a great measuring stick for what top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
According to
What?
Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken both the demon
Oh,
and
King Enma.
human worlds.
That anima guy is strong as balls. In the past, he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake the Netherworld.
But Yusuke's power surpassed both of them to the point where he overloaded Yakumo with his own energy. And do keep in mind, Yusuke was still only
Damn, there's so many. There's so many cool things. Oh my. Like, I'm seeing a lot of cool concepts here.
A-class at the time, a far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for long, sucker, because turns out Yusuke was a demon himself.
Literally.
What?
Yusuke is the descendant of an ancient and incredibly powerful
That's unfair. Well, it's like Ichigo, right? Bro. We got suddenly they got the race card.
being, one of the strongest
The race
in
benefit, the
existence.
race
Ryzen,
privilege.
the Demon King.
With his Bazoku mark, Yusuke can channel Ryzen's spirit for a huge power boost and a massive thirst for murder boost. This was his first taste of a dangerous new type of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by demons. Like normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions. Unlike normal Reiki, its use creates a pleasurable feeling, feeding into the user's rage and bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but red. Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon, putting Yusuke's power firmly in S-class.
And making him a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he
Jeez.
was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Self-reflection? From I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi? Nah, we can worry about that later. There's a tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is first?
Even then, as Yusuke took on the Demon King Yomi in an epic final battle, he was still growing. He had become far stronger than before, even achieving a unique version of the Mozoku form separate from Ryzen's influence.
And a brand spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's sacred energy, but even better. It's so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name, but it's golden glowing.
You know, despite the art style, I've seen so many, like, the animation is kind of insane. The animation is kind of good.
Strong enough to clash with Yomi, creating an explosion that split the heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself to his absolute limits.
But then, Yusuke lost. It's not all bad though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it was in those connections that he found his happy ending.
But I
that?
wouldn't piss him off if you can avoid it. Get him in the right mood.
Is that the
or
mother?
threaten
I
the
don't know.
human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
I really want to watch Yu Yu Hakusho, but I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho should have a remake. Not gonna lie.
Long has its return been foretold,
So yeah, the fight, right?
but now, finally, it is reborn.
The
What's
original
this?
death battle just
Battle
us
death
like
Elmer.
Emperor Death Battle.
I still think that Ichigo going to win, but let's see. I feel like if Yu Yu Hakusho wins, then damn, he's going to piss off a lot of big, or I call Bleach fans.
That's a demon. That's a hollow. No doubt about it.
Oh, that's how they do it.
Spirit guide. Getsuga. Tensho.
This is Ichigo's strongest form too. Like, I know that they are trying to kind of equalize them, but it feels very weird seeing one of Ichigo's strongest, kind of like a base form, being beaten. Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa! Bro, hit the dick. Where did that come from?
Chump change. Reckless idiot! What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared? Nah.
Song of rules.
Getsuga! Yujisho! Two at once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
Wait, he can do that too?
Give in to me, Yusuke. Let's devour him together.
Hell no! This is my fight, jackass! You just told me back!
Holy, the way. Damn, bro got the Goku treatment with Broly.
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner? Let's do it, like old times.
On! Cut! Tensa! Kongetsu!
Wait, he's using his strongest move already. What the? Bro, don't let Goku now, bro. I'm not gonna lie. With that mark.
Is that the best you can do? I can go even faster if you'd like.
Oh, what happened? What the hell? Oh, no. What happened? Oh, fuck the internet. Oh, shit. What the? Damn, that's so unfortunate. Expected, huh? Oh my god.
Hell yeah! Bring it on, asshole!
What the hell?
I'll kill you even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same!
Where is that from now?
Move it!
Damn, he hasn't even used this move. What the hell? Wait, did he not transform into that form? Or is that form really weaker?
Give me a freaking break. See you on the other side.
Yeah, obviously Ichigo won.
Oh! You, think the afterlife offers frequent flyer miles?
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this
For some reason, they didn't show that much gore for Yu Yu Hakusho or for Yusuke.
down into 4 chapters, starting with their abilities.
Yusuke could see Ichigo no problem, and resist auras like Taguro's that are similar to Reiatsu, so Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given his months of Dongai training.
And all those swords! He just had way more abilities to play with.
Likewise, speed was a fairly easy call. Yusuke could react to lightning early on, and obviously got much faster over time. Looking at this blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten faster too. He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch. Plus, he's got tons
Now, obviously speed is same. What about power though?
of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed. But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability.
I didn't really see he used tactics. Obviously, we get to see what you call, yeah, maybe not. Like he did use a lot of tactics, but it's kind of hard to quantify their tactics or their creativity, because sure, maybe he can defeat Ichigo if he use his brain or creativity enough. But because we get to see he shot the dick, bounced his standing, his spirit gun back, and but it's kind of like you cannot really or scale intelligence into power.
To adapt mid-fight.
This is kind of both their things. Ichigo has styled on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art. Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to in the same way.
So, both had their strong suits, with advantages on each side. It's fair to call this one a draw.
Leaving only the biggest winning factor, which could have superseded all other advantages: power.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT, which is crazy.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could
They don't really have hacks, huh?
shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society.
How do you want to quantify that? Like, I want to see how Death Battle quantify this.
But at his peak, he beat Yuhabak, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair, Yusuke also beat Yakumo, who could threaten 2 realms at the same time, pretty close to Yuhabak's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap
So they're just quantified by the amount of realms they're able to destroy. Okay. That's very simple way of power scaling them, I guess.
between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yuhabak was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized world.
Oh, so they explain has his own solar system. Okay, and stars. Okay, that's gonna increase the power scaling a bit.
Plus, Ichigo matched Yuhabak in True Shikai, without his additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either way. But the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and conservative with Ichigo's, the gap was just too big, giving Ichigo
Yeah, what the fuck is this, bro? Bro never had the chance. Like, holy shit, bro. Why is this? Why did they even do the battle if they're not going to give any points to Yusuke at all? Power, ability, speed, all of them are given to Ichigo.
Go the final edge. Sorry if things got messy, but that's just how Ichigo goes.
The winner is Ichigo Kurosaki.
That was so bad.
Next time on Death Battle.
This. Oh, Metasonic. What's this? Was it Cell?
Subscribe and join.
I don't know much about Metasonic, but I've seen Sonic go into insane power scaling. And Cell, I don't think if Metasonic still exists in the I don't know, I don't know how strong Metasonic is, but I know how strong Cell is, and Cell is not universal level. Yeah, he is not. I think he never got any power boost after the Cell saga, unlike Frieza. So and yeah, he has never shown a feat where he destroyed the entire universe, which is the universe of Dragon Ball. It's very big compared to other normal universe. So yeah, I don't think Cell is not even universal level. Maybe galaxy level or something, but I don't think it's universal. Maybe the maximum point is universal or something. That's how you. It kind of depends. I don't know what Cell has in games. Maybe they buff Cell in game. Well, it kind of depends, right? Like, what about Cell? What call that's the new Cell version of for Gohan, the Beast Gohan. I actually don't know if they include that. Maybe they can stretch Cell into multiversal level. But if this perfect Cell, then I don't know. Like, I don't know what Cell are they going to. Like, it's either perfect Cell, which is it's not really that strong, or that Cell that fought Beast Gohan, which is kind of strong and kind of can power scale it to multiversal. I don't know about multiversal, but at least universal level. But yeah, what that battle is so cruel. What the hell? Yusuke never got a chance at all. Like, brother, like they did kind of what you call in terms of like they did say that Yusuke might have a chance in terms of power, but they only scale in terms of how many worlds they can destroy, which is kind of very simple a very simple way of power scaling if you really think about it. But maybe because they cannot really kind of they cannot really scales the what you call the world, because they just mention it. They don't really show how big the world is, but still, oh my. But yeah, I think that's all from it. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoy, please subscribe. Appreciate the ability to see more of my content, and yeah, peace out.